All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're gonna be looking at just under 3 months with the Galaxy Watch 4. This is the 44 millimeter. Again, this has been a great watch. This has been my everyday watch. Pretty much. I haven't really used. I use my Amazfit GTR 2. I use that all the time when I'm using iOS. I don't even really use my Apple Watch anymore when I'm using an iPhone. When I'm using my 13 Pro Max. I find that the Amazfit, I just like it a little bit better for the functionality and features. But my Samsung phones, this is the watch that I use. And we're going to talk about it in this video. So sip of coffee real quick before we get started. And there we go. So how's the watch been? Let's start with the hardware. So the hardware has been holding up very well. And I just recently put this band back on here, and I'll tell you why during this video. But overall, the hardware has done well. I do have a tempered glass on here, and I bought a three or four pack of the tempered glass, so it's good. But I bought the band here, this heavy duty, change it into a G-Shock band because I had somehow bumped against a wall one day. I was going in a door, and I got that little area right there, got caught, it hit or something like that in the right spot, and it's you can feel it. It's a little indentation there. I hit it pretty hard. That's probably been the only real damage the watch has taken, aside from that. So then I bought the also famous subcase setup here. This will run you about 35 bucks, and I bought this and I like it. I like it a lot. However, I don't like this. This for 35 bucks, this doesn't feel like it should be doing that. I would have liked to have seen the separation of the bands, but I know this is an all-in-one, and you know, it's kind of like that 2022 G-Shock. It's really nice, but I'll put this back on though. But I was getting kind of tired of it when I was wearing it. It was getting a little too rough for me after a while. So I wore this for probably the last month or so. I think I bought this about a month after having the watch. Yeah. And I've had it on ever since before this video. And the one thing I just don't like about this, I want some more give, right? So I can lay this flat right here. I like laying my watch flat when it charges. And with this, it sits like this, and the charger just kind of hangs and wobbles around sometimes. So I still do recommend this, but just know that after me wearing this for a month, that is what you're gonna get, you know. So the only way to offset that is to put a weight on it and then have it to where it'll eventually get a little flatter, but I don't think it'll ever be completely flat because that's not the purpose of it. You know, it's made to fit and form your wrist. But when charging it, I don't like how it sits. It has to sit up like this to charge, and it's a good cover. It saved me definitely multiple times from bangs because when I was wearing this, even though I'm right-handed, I use my left hand for nearly everything, and I banged it up a lot. So hardware-wise, it can't really take that good of a beating, but buy yourself a nice, expensive accessory, a case, and then you'll be fine with it. So, but I put this band back on because I like the soft touch of this band. I think it feels really, really solid, and it makes it feel. It goes back to feeling elegant and looking elegant. I think this is the sleekest combination. Most people go with black or whatever, but I just really love the way this looks. I think this is absolutely stunning of a watch. And the offset of the black and such, and you got the silver on the sides. This watch band, I think, is really nice, and it feels really good. Overall, the hardware has been great. Now, software-wise, it's been fine. I don't have any complaints about how the watch works with the software. If you have a Samsung device, obviously you're buying this for a Samsung device. You can set it up without a Samsung device, but I recommend you use it with Samsung because it's just so much more seamless with the Pay, especially I was going to say, but with the Samsung Pay. Being able to just touch my watch. Very seldom do I use the watch. I end up using the devices with my hand, but there has been times where I just didn't want to pull my phone out of my pocket, and it just worked out great. So I like the way the notifications come on here. I keep them kind of silent to the left side of the screen over there, and it works out pretty good. And you know what? With a smartwatch, the only thing I really can cover is my experience with the software, the hardware, and the battery. Battery has been fantastic on here. This watch lasts me about just under 3 days, maybe, or right at around 3 days or so. Now that I've had it for a couple of months, it lasts me. It lasts. In some days it lasts longer than some weeks. It lasts longer than that. But I think on average I'm getting about 3 days, and to me that's really good battery life. I think that's stellar battery life for a smartwatch, considering my Apple Watch doesn't even last 2 days. So, and I have the same emails, the same applications pretty much on all of my devices. And it's just a matter of how it's handling it, I guess. This will stay connected to Wi-Fi, and when I leave, obviously it's connected to my phone. But nonetheless, battery is good, performance is good. I love the way it feels. I haven't had any problems with the software. I just got a software update actually yesterday at the recording of this video. It had on 3.3 I got an update, and it was pushing up, it fixed some things and added some things, I'm sure, but just daily use for me, notifications. Smartwatches, I wasn't sold on them when they first came out, and if I'm being honest, I'm still not like the most huge smartwatch fan. But I will say that if you do want a nice smartwatch, this Samsung Galaxy Watch4 is it. My wife bought one. She bought the same color band or whatever. She bought the same setup actually. She just bought the 40 millimeter, and it still looks fairly large. This is a 44. But she put a cover. She didn't buy a full setup like this, obviously. She put a cover over hers and some little sprinkly things around. I don't know. It covers this entire section, and I would have done that too. But I like the Subcase brand, and I wanted like protection for the entirety of it. So one piece, so I've had my experiences with 2 pieces where you snap one on. It's actually come off before on my Apple Watch, and I ended up replacing the entire setup on the Apple Watch for that matter. But for this, I didn't even bother doing that. I just went right in and grabbed this full setup. And like I said, it's expensive, but it is what it is. You make a choice on whether or not you want to spend that kind of money on a watch. Coffee. So overall, man, this is an expensive sidekick for a lot of people. Is it worth it? You'll have to determine whether you think something's worth it or not. People often ask that, but it's an expensive sidekick when you can just take your phone out. But those days where you don't want to be bothered, your phone's across the room. You can answer the calls on here, text message from here, heart rate. It automatically detects my workout. I really like that. It's just a nice sidekick, because I left my phone in the house. When I'm working out, I don't want to be bothered with phone calls and texts and things like that. And so I'll just leave my phone far away from me in the other room. And even if this isn't connected, it's still to a network, it's still gonna pick up your workout. So I like that. So this isn't the LTE version or 5G, the SIM card version. This is just the Bluetooth GPS version, which is good enough for me. So an expensive sidekick, but to me, it's depending on who you are. I like fitness, and I like walking and working out and treadmill and weights and stuff. This is a good sidekick for me for that purpose. It's become something that now I have a lot of smartwatches, and that wasn't me obviously years ago. If you remember, if you follow me long enough, I was against smartwatches. I was like, that's a waste of money. But the times have changed, and now they're everywhere. You don't have to spend this much money on a watch just for fitness. I just wanted the Samsung watch. I hadn't had one in a long time. I still have my other classic, and I wanted to try the latest and greatest. So that is the reason that I went with this watch. And so, but like I said, now I also have watches that are $20, and they do fitness just as well. It's you buy what you want though. So I wanted this, even though I have like 20, 30, 40 smartwatches. I wanted to keep myself up on game and see what the hype was about when everybody was talking about how great this was, and I actually like it. I mean, the only con I could find is that considering I've bumped and banged other smartwatches, this one didn't hold up on the first little bump, and it is what it is. So buy a case. So I don't plan on buying any other smartwatches. I didn't even buy. I still have a 5 and a 3 for the Apple Watch, and they don't really get used too much, but nonetheless, this is a good sidekick for me. It does what I need it to do. Answer phone calls with it sometimes, do whatever. So as far as the cases go, I don't recommend you jump out and spend $35 on this right away, unless you want that G-Shock. If you want that G-Shock, then yes, go ahead and get this. this is the best combination because it's a one piece and you don't have to worry about it falling out or falling off. You don't have to worry about anything coming apart on you. But over time, I felt like I just got tired of this. It just started to feel cheap. I just didn't like the design of how it is that when I take it off and how rough it was on my wrist sometimes. But I'm going to continue to use this because I paid 35 bucks and I actually do like it overall. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. We are done, folks. Just under 3 months with the Galaxy Watch 4. And I still like it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.